Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends and fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss a musical artist. Some upcoming artists we are covering are Rage Against the Machine and the Smashing Pumpkins, along with our 100th episode of redoing Nirvana. If those interest you, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. But today we are doing a What's Spinning of a local band, well, local to Colquitt in our old stomping grounds.
Yeah.
They're from Mobile, Alabama, called Cittàgazze. They have a new EP out called Elsewhere. Just a small disclaimer, this band did not approach us. This is not a paid promotion. Just three old guys talking about a local band that interests us. I'm Jason, and with me today is Colquitt and Tim.
What's happening?
Quick Facebook shout out to Kevin Mary and Emma Scandrett. All kinds of hard to say names in this one. So Colquitt brought us this EP by Cittàgazze, and I really liked it.
Yeah, I know one of the guys because he's local, and I know him on Facebook. We've never hung out or anything, and he just sent me a message saying, "Hey, me and my bros just recorded this. Check it out." And I was like, "All right, cool." And I listened to it, and I was like, "Wait a second, what is this? This is pretty impressive for a local band to me. I don't know. It just sounds very polished and professional." But yeah, that was how it came to me.
I tried to do a little bit of research, but it's they've been a band for 3 years ish.
I have no idea. I don't get out much. Honestly, I don't. I'm 41 going on 42, and I just don't get out much these days. But for I know he's in another band called Paid to Pretend, and the main dude Andrew McCarthy has a solo thing as well. And they're very active, at least as musicians in the city. It's wild that it takes me that much for me to actually go check something out. You know what I mean? I'm just old, and I hate it for myself. But
support your local bands, kids.
Yeah, always support your locals for sure.
But this isn't my normal type of music, but we've listened to a lot of shitty instrumentals this year. But I didn't even realize that this was an instrumental till it was over. 2 minutes, 48 seconds would normally piss me off, but
yeah,
Arbitrary 1000% was a badass instrumental song.
Yeah, I kept expecting it to turn into a traditional song, and then it got to the end, and I was like, I'm okay with it not turning into it. It actually had an entire arc, and it works as a piece of music. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I guess I'll just read my notes. Optimistic You, the bass. There's a lot happening in this song musically. I dug it. Like the vocals on Fool more. Love the vocal delivery of How the Fuck Could You Think We're Cool? You made me feel like such a fool. And then, I talk about Arbitrary. When the drums come in, it's nothing complex, but it just fits the song. Great beat. Kind of gives the song a heartbeat. And then the piano breakdown solo thing.
Yeah.
We listened to a lot of shitty instrumentals, but this was a good instrumental. Control was fine. Super tight for only being a band for 3 years, I think. I don't know.
Actually, so I think the first thing they put out, the last album or EP they put out, it's just the two guys. It's just Andrew and Michael, I believe. And for this record, they had people that heard that record and were like, "Hey, we'd really like to play with you." And they literally have a band now. And this is the recording of the band creating songs, because they actually, every member of the band actually has input apparently, which is something nice to hear, for sure.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard anything but this EP by them, but
yeah.
Elsewhere started out like an Aha song, but then it does its own thing. Again, the vocals are pretty good, great delivery, guitars are doing interesting shit. Perfect comeback. The dual vocals sound pretty good. Space rock guitar solo. Yeah, overall, I like this EP. For something short, quick to listen to.
Yeah, 20 minutes, some odd seconds.
Yeah, I did like the arc of the whole recording. It does flow nicely, and I can tell that they're all very proficient at what they're doing. But I had some production issues with it. I felt like the high end was soaked in too much reverb, and that would get distracting sometimes. But you know, especially when the vocals were drenched in it too, and it just. Other than that, though, yeah, like there's some really cool song arrangements going. The guitar work is fantastic in parts, like just the interweaving of the syncopated, you know, riffs going on. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot really to enjoy here. If, you know, if I would definitely recommend listening to it on your best quality speakers, because my first listen, I checked it out on Spotify. Links are below, and yeah, I was drenched in reverb. But then when I finally hooked it up to my stereo, it sounded a lot better. So,
yeah, for sure.
You know, I know how it goes. You can't. Not every mix is perfect, and you can't always check on every pair of speakers ever. So, yeah, for what they did, I'd be curious to know what kind of you know, recording process this involved with, because it sounds very organic, and it does. It sounds like a full band, like really doing really well.
Yeah, it's the production for sure. Like I listened to it in my car, and it did had that really more high end going on for sure.
Yeah.
But then I put it on my my like sound bar in my living room with the subwoofer, and it definitely sounded a lot more full. And
yeah,
I listened to it through headphones on in my like I just use Xbox, Spotify, but I had it like, and it sounded pretty good to me. But.
Yeah, no, I think like I don't know, the bands that I hear like inspirationally maybe to this band, like are a lot kind of like studio people, I guess you would say. So I guess it makes sense that they would be at least experimental in that regard. But I also really 100% believe this is also a home recording too. So considering
it sounds like it
crazy good for a home recording.
Now, what type of music would you say this is?
Dude, I don't even know, man. All right, like I'm just gonna go through it because
dream pop.
It's got a dream pop vibe, but it's like, to me, it feels like they've got because these kids, I don't think they were around in the 90s, you know, like, so I think that they're listening to a lot of music from the 90s or having a vibe of what the 90s sound like, and kind of like shining that through a dream pop and Gen Z prism kind of thing going on. Like,
sure. I also heard a lot of 60s influence, especially like Sid Barrett, Pink Floyd.
I would say in the alternative music scene of the 90s, for the most part, there was a large 60s.
Well, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
So I feel like,
but even like, so I like, yeah, I mean, like some of these I was reminded of like John Lennon's solo stuff in the 70s.
Oh, wow.
Not that this is that good, but it's just, you know, same, I don't know, sort of atmosphere of experimentation and creativity, as well as just like, yeah, interweaving the parts and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would, I feel, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jason. What was it?
Oh, I didn't have anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that an echo? See, I'm not even looking at the screen, so I don't know what's happening. I was looking at
my kid getting medicine or something.
Oh, gotcha.
We have top production here too.
Although our thumbnails are getting a little bit better, it looks. I like them.
Yeah, get a little better at that.
We just need to soak everything in reverb.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, that's a thing. Yeah, for sure.
Overdose.
That's like, I don't know if that's the dream pop or the I don't know, the dream pop or the shoegaze element of this band.
Okay, honestly. Sure, I can see that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with shoegaze. Probably the closest I would. But I don't really listen to that type of music, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, like there was a post on Reddit, like in the Smashing Pumpkins thing, where some kid was like, "I really like these shoegaze songs by Smashing Pumpkins," and they were like songs that aren't at all shoegaze whatsoever. And it's just like, what the hell, man? Everlasting Gaze and Bodies, really? Like that's nothing shoegaze about that. That's just some rock shit, you know. I don't know, man. I don't know. But
yeah, I stopped paying attention to genres once they started adding core to everything. So it gets very It gets very specific, and yeah, it's just it's dark, it's poppy. Check it out.
Yeah,
And that album art is pretty badass.
it is good.
I like the album art.
Yeah, I love it.
And what are they called? Cittàgazze?
Cittàgazze.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had thoughts. Sorry. Guitars are kind of built to spill through the lens of early Smashing Pumpkins. Some of the songcraft reminds me of Air and Pinback. Some textures are very My Bloody Valentine and also Cocteau Twins at the same time.
Okay.
Optimistic You opens with a dream pop vibe, followed by like kind of a guitar cacophony, kind of My Bloody Valentine thing. And then Fool is just ridiculous, cool guitar riffs and bounce. Like there's a lot of Pinback going on. Arbitrary is weird because it's like it's got an Elliott False Cathedrals piano bit and then post-hardcore guitars underneath it, and it's just all instrumental and amazing. And Control had a weird Twin Shadow vibe with like Machina, Smashing Pumpkins guitars going on. And then Elsewhere has some synthy New Order stuff going on, but then a Block Party disco thing going on. And it's like just shimmery in a way that I've never thought of things shimmering before. And a perfect comeback, whacks you over the head with like some eerie yacht rock that reminds me of a band called Full Fledged, which were signed to Scratchy Records, which was Darcy and James from Smashing Pumpkins' indie record label. And yeah, I know, I'm going deep with it, dude. And like, honestly, it's a great album. It's called Whack Ass Tuba Riff, and it's amazing. And you can't find it anywhere. It's just crazy good. You should seek it out if you want to hear some wild alternative rock from I don't even know where this band's from. It's just fucking crazy. Anyway, I hear a ton of things, but I also hear a band that is unmistakably its own at the same time. Have a feeling if they put out something else, I would go, yeah, that sounds like Cittàgazze or whatever. Like, no, I'm sorry, I'm bad at pronouncing things that aren't American because I'm from Alabama, and I'm sorry, I really am.
See, but they need to pull a Tom Petty and just pack up and move somewhere, you know.
I'm sure they will at some point, or maybe they've got that whole Steve Albini vibe of like, it doesn't matter where I go, I'm still going to enjoy making music, so I'll stick around. I don't know. Who knows? That would be cool as hell for Mobile, though.
And if you're stuck in Mobile too, go ahead and check them out live. I'm sure they're playing around, right?
They played Pensacola a lot and Mobile.
Okay.
I think they go on tours, little regional tours, but yeah. If you go and listen to this on Spotify or YouTube or wherever, or like in this video, that might help boost their clout. I don't know. We'll see.
They do have a Facebook page. I'll put a link to that too, so that way you can check them out if you're in the area.
They're pretty cool.
Support your local bands, kids. For real.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, good EP. 20 minutes.
Yeah.
38 seconds, 6 songs. Give it a shot. Check it out.
It might be for you.
It might be.
You can check it out.
I rather enjoyed it.
Yeah. There's a link down below. Spotify. Check it out. Give them a like. Speaking of likes, give this video a like.
Yeah, and subscribe.
And
hell, hit the bell. Who cares?
Yeah, hit the bell. We don't know what it does, but
it doesn't matter.
It'll ring something.
I don't do it, but you should.
All right. With that, be safe and make good decisions. How long was
Always.
that?